Welcome back, guys, to episode 2 of Extra Sauce with Mo. I'm your host, Mo, and I'm the guy that's going to say exactly what's on your mind, but with just a little bit more flavor. And today, I wanted to talk about how we all became overnight utility experts. And what does that mean? Basically, you or I'm going to say I hit a certain age, and I realized what it really meant to have bills, okay? It came to a point where once I bought my house, I think this was around like 24. Yeah, I was about 24 years old. I bought my house and I got my first water bill. And I looked at the water bill and I was so confused because what does it mean when my water bill is only $30, but then they added account maintenance fee, infrastructure fee, and Maryland restoration fee? What the fuck are we restoring? Because there's no way you guys are charging me this much money and I'm getting the same services. But inflation is a thing, so I can only say but so much. I still think that this is highway robbery. We'll move on though. The next thing I really wanted to talk about is, why didn't anyone ever teach me? Let me not say nobody ever taught me. My mom definitely probably taught me. I just didn't pay attention. How to load a comforter. And I'm not talking about your pillowcases. I'm not talking about your duvet. I'm talking about that big ass thing where you gotta load it like you're loading a cannon. Because it makes no sense how I gotta shove a comforter in, and then because, you know, your boy a little cheap. And I didn't want to say it like that, but boy, a little cheap. So I'm gonna try and get, you know, as much as I can out of every single load that I want to wash. So I put clothes in there too. Granted, I learned now that you can't really do it, but I used to put other, you know, loads of clothes with the comforter, and it'd be just a big mess because then the clothes go in the comforter, wrapped around, the clothes are wet, the comforter tries to dry. It was weird. Nonetheless, someone should have taught us exactly what that is. Because as much time as I spent learning geometry in high school, if they would have taught me how to load a comforter, I think I would have been good. Ooh, excuse me. Because I definitely don't need to know the square root of pi right now. Sorry, guys. And it's a mocktail. Don't get it twisted. Alright, moving on though. The next thing I really wanted to talk about is the comforter thing one side, but how many of you, yes you, decided to go through life thinking that anytime I start cooking, I'm gonna know what's gonna happen? Yeah, I was one of those people. When I first started cooking in my own house as an adult, and let me not just say me, I'm sure anybody, when they first started cooking, and then they realized that just because the outside of the meat looks cooked, the inside of the meat is not. Do you know how many times I had to play surgeon with a piece of chicken because the outside looked good, and then when I cut into it, it looked like a red beet? Yeah, every 3 minutes I was cutting into that piece of chicken until I learned. But now, I just know what the times are. I know exactly how long it takes to cook steak, chicken, what I need to do, and exactly how it needs to be cooked, so I don't worry about it. But I know everybody that first became an adult, you worried about that. And I don't blame you. I'm here. I did the same thing. The amount of chicken I had to throw away because I thought was ready, I mean, I plated it. I put it on a plate of rice. Let's just say rice to make life easy. I'm ready to eat. I got my food, you know, whatever. I'm sitting down, and then boom, I bite into something and just gush and blood comes out. We're not going to talk about it, but we are going to move on. Past the chicken part, I wanted to say the amount of money we spend on groceries as adults compared to what it was when we were younger. And by that, I mean, you always go through life and you're like, all right, this is all I need. This is what I need. This is what I need. I went to the grocery store today and I ended up spending like I wasn't looking to do grocery shopping, and I know everybody has that. Like, you guys have a day where you go specifically grocery shop. You come out with the intentions of spending a certain amount of money. This wasn't that day for me. But I ended up spending like, I think like $40-$50 on like 5 things. Why did everything get so expensive? And I can't even say that was just an adulting issue. It was just what's happening right now. Like, why is everything so insanely expensive? And then on top of that, the amount of money we spend does not add up with our paychecks anymore. It just does not. Because I'm looking at my paycheck, and for some reason, there's someone named Medicare, Social Security, that's taking money out of my paycheck. Now, whoever Medicare is, I ain't use it. And Social Security, God knows if I will be able to use it when the time comes. There's articles right now saying that, there probably won't be Social Security when you and I end up using it. So what the fuck? What am I paying? You guys don't understand how many times I searched up. My Google history has an unhealthy amount of searches on how to dodge Social Security. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. So, IRS, if you're listening, you didn't hear it. Strawberry guava, guys. Anywho, yeah, it's ridiculous because I look at my checks, and as a grown adult, I realize there's going to be something that's coming out of it. But when like 30-40% of my check is going to tax, don't get me started. Do not get me started on Maryland taxes, federal tax, whatever the scenario is. Because like I said, you remember when I was talking about that water bill, infrastructure fee, account maintenance fee? Why the hell are you maintaining what are you doing to maintain my online account? I can understand infrastructure fee. I'm guessing those are just the pipes that are coming from whatever system you guys have laid out for the city, county, what blase, this, that, and the third. So you got to maintain that. Okay, I get it. Fair. Maintenance fee, I'm guessing that's just, if I tell you something's wrong, that you end up coming to me and telling me, hey, we can fix it. Fair. Why am I paying a Maryland Bay restoration fee? That is not my fault. I've never polluted in the Maryland Bay. Why are you guys charging me for this shit? That's crazy. And that comes back to what I was saying on my checks. Why does my check have Maryland state taxes and then Maryland state restoration fee comes out of the water bill? Dude, this is ridiculous. But I'm not going to argue, and I'm just going to say I'm thankful. The next thing I really want to talk about is insurance. I think insurance deserves to be scammed sometimes. Because if I have insurance and I get in an accident and I got full coverage, quote unquote full coverage, why am I paying a deductible? Why is anyone paying a deductible? What do I have full I thought I had full coverage, but I got full coverage and partial hope. Because there's no way that I have to pay a deductible every single time I get into an accident. None of my business. But hey guys, just saying what you all are thinking. There shouldn't be no deductible if I have full coverage. Now, past the insurance part, because that's another main part of adulthood, let's talk about errands, appointments, and phone calls. Because why the fuck? I need to stop cursing. That's what it is. I really need to stop cursing. I'm going to stop cursing right on this episode. Why the fudge do I call my doctor to get an appointment, but they want me to talk to a receptionist to schedule a time to talk to the doctor to make an appointment? I'm going to forget this. Like, there's no way you're expecting me to remember to call you back at 4 o'clock to schedule my appointment for something or someone that I need to go and see, right? And then past that part, why do I have to see a doctor just to get referred to another doctor? Like, if I'm coming to see you, you should be able to refer me to whoever I need to see. You're getting money. So why are you referring me to I don't know, I haven't had a personal problem with this, but like dermatologist to then go get another referral to go see someone else. This is not the doctor system. This is a pyramid scheme. Go to this doctor, then go to this doctor, then you'll meet the final boss. Help me! I don't want to go from doctor to doctor. Why is adulting so complicated when it comes to these things? I just don't get it. But hey, it is what it is, because we all chose to deal with it. We all choose to go through life, and we all just figure out that this is what it is. But again, there's smaller things that I probably won't have time to talk about in this, but I'll give you a quick round of it. Light bulbs, why do they cost so much? I thought they just come with the house and we call it a day. When I bought my house, there was light bulbs, I called it a day, until them bitches broke. And then when them bitches broke, I had to go find out how much a light bulb was. I almost started a fire in the house and said, fuck it. We're going to use fire. We're going to go back in time, because them things cost a lot. Especially if you got older light bulbs or older fixtures. Good luck. We got to realize that at the point of which everything is sold in specific areas, there's one big store, Target. Why does Target have this alluring effect that when you want to go in there for some deodorant, you end up walking out with $94 worth of stuff? I have no idea where these towels, I got the deodorant. Hey, we got the deodorant, y'all. That's the plus. But $94? I came in there for $3.25, maybe $3.99. Let's call it a day. 94? Yeah, you guys are doing something. And then I personally feel like when we sit down and we talk about these different scenarios or these different points in life that we're at, we're all blessed though. You know? We are all blessed. It's just crazy how it ends up happening for us. You know, I don't think about it anymore when the bill comes. I just know I'm getting robbed. That's all it is. When the bill for utility comes, I'll look at it. I'll look at it and feel, you know, like a sense of responsibility. But now at adulthood, I feel like I got to a point where when mail comes in and it's my name on it, I'm actually worried now. When I was a kid and mail came in, I'd be like, yes, somebody's thinking about me. Now I'm like, please leave me alone. Don't talk to me. But hey, it is what it is. We move forward. So, all in all, what's adulthood like? Adulthood is like buying a bunch of paper towels and feeling like a king. Adulthood is like being able to move from place to place without worrying about what you need to do at home. Well, actually, that's a lie. That's definitely not what it's like, because you definitely do need to know what's going on at home. But I guess adulthood to me personally is just being able to hold my head high and say it's okay to take this nap, because taking naps is normal now. That's all, guys, for this episode. That was episode 2 of Extra Sauce with Mo, and I'm your host, Mo. Again, if adulthood has you yelling at your Wi-Fi trying to find out what the code is, whispering your credit score, trying to realize if we're trying to convince yourself that you can apply for that Affirm loan to get Chipotle on a payment plan, or you're just waiting for the fun part of adulthood, believe me, you're not alone. I'm right there with you. And if you have any questions, I do too. But we'll figure it out together. And that's all for this episode, guys. Make sure you hit comment, like, subscribe, follow, and I'll see you next week on episode 3.